do some clickbait chasing because I am YouTube scum at this point. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just the fucking worst. And I am chasing them hits.
What's that, Dave? We're going to review the new hottest release of cinema, but in its anime form. That's right, we're doing the 1970s Transformers movie, right?
Yeah, boy. No,
Oh.
close, actually. But speaking of anime releases that have come out in the last month that everyone has been getting excited about, even though no one has fucking read the manga or watched the anime, Battle Angel
Including ourselves.
Alita. Hey, I've read the manga, fuck you.
I've not. Fucking, after watching this OVA, I'm fucking not either.
Battle Angel Alita, or what did they call the... Yeah, Alita Battle Angel is the one that's just come out.
It has a different name in Japan.
Yeah, just to confuse people. That's what they adapted it to over here. Robert Rodriguez is our director, James Cameron and John Landau produced it. You can technically blame all of this on Guillermo del Toro because he's the one who showed it to James Cameron originally.
Thanks, Del Toro.
Anyway, we're not reviewing that because we're contrarian cunts. We decided that we were going to take a look at the source material that Rodriguez and Cameron used to create this super popular live-action anime adaptation, which is Battle Angel. In Japan, it's known as Gundam.
It's Ganmu, but whatever, you fucking retard.
Oh yeah, Ganmu. It even offers me the translation right next to it, but I can't fucking read, so I didn't notice that. The OVA was released in 1993. There's two
and it
episodes.
fucking shows.
It fucking does show. Source material is a manga series by Yukito Kishiro, published between 1990 and 1995. There's been several sequels as well. I believe there is a sequel that's still ongoing as of now.
This is also like the 90s era of edgy anime or
God,
edgy manga.
yes.
So like, this is your, you know, berserks.
How much blood is in it? That's usually how you can measure how edgy it is. And does it literally gush out of them like a fountain? Because if it does that, yeah, it's a 90s manga. I miss that era.
I do not.
Robert,
What?
can you give me a summary of the exciting events that occur in Battle Angel's OVA?
There's like a little girl who has like rockets in her feet or some bullshit, and then she beats up people who are bad. Oh, and then a kid dies.
Yeah, basically.
There's some tits. Like
There is some titty. It is a 90s anime adaptation. Of course, it has to have that. The nearest plot summary I could probably give is there is a scientist man who lives in this like trash heap city that exists beneath a cyberpunk utopia, and he finds the head of this android girl in the scrap heap one day and decides to rebuild her and raise her as his daughter. And then it turns out that she's like a badass fighter person, and so she joins him in being what's called a hunter killer in the translation, which is basically just a bounty hunter because there's no police in this horrible dystopian city that they live in. Scrap Iron, I think is it Scrap Iron City they call it?
I think it's Scrap Iron City, but it depends on the translation you're
Yeah.
watching.
This seems to be the source material that the Western adaptation is using the most. The anime has made several changes from the original source material, and the film mimics that, so I get the impression that this is what they were watching and going, right, we're gonna do this. To which I have to ask why.
Well, you see, when your name's James Cameron, you're literally the cinematic genius, and you know, you're in charge of like the top 3 grossing films of all time. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'll try and have a go at giving some positives because I know you don't have any, other than, yeah, it's a cool style, I suppose.
My only actual positive that I have to say about it is I tend to watch the sub and then I watch the dub, and you know, that's, you're just gonna edit this so that I say I only watch the dub, but you know, because obviously I watch the dub. The English dub isn't full-on shit, but it gave me a lot of nostalgia watching it because a lot of the characters in the dub are characters from Evangelion, as well as other shows at the time.
As
So
in voice actors.
yeah, so like, if I remember rightly, Alita is Rei, Ido is Fuchiyosoki, I think?
So basically what you're saying is the only reason you got some enjoyment out of this is because all the voice actors were also in Evangelion?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, like, this show's crap. There's nothing redeeming here. Don't watch.
I will try and be a little bit more nuanced. I like the Alita setting in general. I like how it really owns that central concept of cyberpunk, the whole high-tech and low-life thing. They nail that here. That's very much what Scrap Iron City is. They are literally living in a dump. Doesn't get much more low-life than that. Right, I'm genuinely trying to think of. I like the color palette. that was pretty fun. It was an interesting use of really, really warm colors in a way that most Cyberpunk series tend to go for very cold and nasty and neon and a lot of blues. There's a shit ton of kind of dusty reds and oranges and stuff in this, which again kind of emphasizes that down and dirty and dump-like society they have. So props on the color choice. That's it. That's me. I have no more compliments for this show.
Why did you make me watch this, Dave?
Because I like it when people click on our videos because I have low self-esteem and I thought we could get some easy clicks by doing a video on the thing that inspired a movie. I admit this already, motherfucker.
I know, but fuck him. Fuck the audience. You should subscribe and like and tell Dave he's a cunt in the comments. Now, Dave, you're the exact same kind of person as me. Right, you'll have read Frank Miller's Dark Knight.
Is this Dark Knight Returns, or?
Yeah, so you know the first bit of Frank Miller's Dark Knight up to when he fights the giant mutant boss? That's what a lot of this stuff is ripping off. Is that whole edgy kind of thing that Frank Miller achieved in the, like, late 80s.
I suspect there's a knock-on effect. Like, he does Dark Knight Returns, someone reads that and goes, that's a really cool aesthetic, I'll try and do that. Someone sees what that guy did based on Frank Miller's thing.
Yeah.
And then people copy, or take it. Not copy. They get inspired by that, and so they try and ape that kind of aesthetic and style, and it has that knock-on.
That style is nearly 30 years old now.
Wow, I know. It's depressing, isn't it? It's older than me.
And it's like, I know at the time it's not a case of move on, but society has moved on. So like,
yeah.
To me this just looks comical now. When at the time we would be like, yeah, this is edgy and cool and new, and I'm like, this is like people using the word X at the end of their shows to prove that they're new. Like, oh, fucking Sonic X, boys.
It's not. This whole production, I don't think had a great budget even at the time. So even shows of the same era that have actually aged quite well, because even though the methods they used were a bit dated compared to modern computer graphics that we can use in order to accelerate the animation process, they still have a great level of skill and quality that's gone into them. This is not one of those productions.
Oh no, this is
the guys
trash.
doing this
were paid peanuts and produced monkeys.
Like, there's a lot of ambition in this production, but the ambition doesn't quite match the level of budget and skill that's behind it, and so it just doesn't quite match.
Because obviously I've no connection to this series. I've watched this much later. Like, I have seen this show be ripped off by so many other things. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying Alita is ripped off, but like, even the concept of like the rich city above the little city. Well, Final Fantasy VII borrowed that.
Yeah. So
that ruins it for me personally.
The issue is it's so dated that people have done this afterwards and they've done it better, and so now you're coming back and watching probably something that inspired them to do it better, but it's already been done better, so it's kind of hard to revisit that when you don't have that nostalgia for it and go, huh, yeah, that's cool.
Especially since it's already ripping off Blade Runner. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
I didn't follow the plot at all. Like,
that's not your fault, to be fair.
I watched this like twice to be like, okay, I better give it a chance. I watched it the first time, I'm like, what?
Yep.
Help.
It's not you, it's just how badly structured this story is. Like, I guess, fuck it, I'm ranting about this now. They cut out key important moments for plot points, like how characters are killed or what happens to them. They just don't bother showing it because I guess they couldn't fucking afford to animate it, but they could afford to animate all of this useless filler shit. So it's like, who distributed the funding and resources for this budget? Who was in charge of this? Because you should have been fired, mate. You fucked up when you can't even be bothered to like show the deaths of multiple important characters to the plot. Like, what are you doing? We don't see how the main villain dies. Like,
wait, I think you do see how he dies, does he not? Does he not get like the crab claw through his stomach?
Yeah, he gets his crab people guy is cut in half, and his crab person guy gets cut in half, and then you see him. Crab people, they just like crab, talk like people. Thank you. You see him screaming, and then it just cuts away, and then the next second you get shown the aftermath. They never actually show you the money shot.
That could be a censorship issue, though. That could be a censorship issue.
It's not, because they still have shit tons of gore and titties. So if you're telling me that censorship is an issue with this,
yeah, but Japan has weird censorship shit. So like maybe like you can show the dead body being fucking mutilated, but the actual killing, no.
You just saw a guy get cut in half.
Dave.
For the sake of the argument, I will give you that one, but why do they not even show Kieran's death?
To be fair, fuck you.
It's written so badly.
Right.
They're trying to set it up in like a meaningful
angry,
way.
Dave. But you will never experience the anger I suffered during the watching of Godzilla 1998.
Fuck this series, it's not very good. Maybe go read the manga.
Don't.
The film's fine, it's enjoyable enough. Maybe go check that out. It's definitely a lot better than this.
What you should go watch is watch the Kowalski's Speed Racer instead. Much more enjoyable of an anime too.
There we go. There's an anime adaptation.
That's actually a pretty good film, actually.
That was fun. That was a good movie.
Like,
people shat on it, but fuck them. It was fun.
It was trash, but like good trash. Like Spy Kids. Thanks, Robert Rodriguez.
Smell-o-vision.
Back to Smell-o-vision. No, but seriously, Smell-o-vision's fucking neat.
That's what they're going to announce at like the big tech conferences next year.
Evangelion 4.0, Smell-o-vision. Do it.
Robert, ask the nice people to like, favorite, and subscribe.
So is this the point where I ask people to be like, yo, please subscribe?
Yes.
Please donate all money to the L. Ron Hubbards.